been joined by Keith Boanas after the game. He's Thurrock 1, Carshalton 0. Horrible result, obviously, Keith, but to be fair, it didn't look like we were really at the races most of the day. Was that a fair assumption, evaluation?
Yeah, it's not just a horrible result, it was a horrible performance. Throughout the time I've been here, that for me was I feel even lower than the Cray game. At least we scored goals in that game. We didn't look like scoring a goal today, and that was one of the biggest disappointments we felt. The comment at half time was how well our defence had played. Well, if they've got to play well, it means they're having to deal with pressure because we're not keeping the ball at that end or putting chances away. We didn't create enough. Created a few half chances. We just felt we weren't retaining the ball, weren't holding it up. You can make a million excuses, but there's too many players today that. And we went down the old cliche of warning them that don't just presume because it's the team that's bottom of the league. Because what happened at Cray was a great example for us to make sure that didn't happen, and we felt we got the message across. But the performance from a vast majority of the players showed that we didn't get that message across. We looked half-hearted. We looked like we couldn't win a 50-50 ball, aerial balls we weren't winning. It's not a pitch you could play our football on. We knew that. So, but they've got to play on it. We had to play on it, and we have to adapt to a pitch like this because it's not the only one we play on like this. So we can't use that as any kind of excuse. There are no excuses. I've never felt since I've been here this low. And yeah, we're missing a couple of vital players that, characters that I'll call characters, the likes of Ola Sagbamu and Harry Ottaway that I think would have been effective in a game like that. But we can't use that as an excuse. People have got to take opportunities. They're given opportunities today. And yeah, there's a lot of people we expect more from that just didn't perform.
I mean, you did make quite a few changes. You made a few substitutions. What were you trying to change with those?
Just obviously trying to inject a little bit more energy and a little bit more pace, as we have done before, because the pitch would have taken it out of people, and you can see where people were dying and making errors because they look tired. They'll never admit to that, but you can see it is, and we honestly never believed we'd end up losing the game, so it was about still going and chasing and trying to nick the game. And that at the back, we had 5 players behind there when that goal's been scored. So again, we didn't win the second ball, just on the halfway line there. We didn't win the second ball, which was a big problem of the whole game. And they got a little breakaway. And again, I don't know what it was, not being the players in there. I don't know what they've seen, what's happened, whether it's taken bobbles or what. And kid's taken his chance and just gone for it with a little toe punt. And hallelujah for them. I'll give kind of credit to them in the situation they're in. You look at the way they celebrated, it's massive for them, and you can only say congratulations to them. But yeah, just totally mystified as to our performance, and yeah,
makes it a really big game on Tuesday now at Hornchurch. They've won again today. How do you get yourselves and the team up for that, do you think?
We're notorious for bouncing back after bad games, and that's literally, I think, the only thing we can look for. But it will take character, and at the moment, that's my question. But again, even if we bounce back and we get a result against Hornchurch, it doesn't alleviate the pain of today. It doesn't make it okay. It's not a one-off. This isn't the only game where we've underperformed with no real kind of understanding or reason, and the same as Cray, and then bouncing back and beating somebody else. But the damage is already done. So our viewpoint now is that the damage is done. So of course we'll try and get the mentality right for Tuesday. Pete may or may not make changes. I'm almost certain he's likely to start himself again. He's carrying a bit of a knock, but if he's okay, I'm almost certain he will, because again, he just brings that needed character into the game, and that was maybe missing today. But it wouldn't have been worth him risking an injury on this surface, and he shouldn't have to. We shouldn't need to play him. We shouldn't need to be thinking about playing him at this stage. And yeah, we've lost players and brought players in, but to me, again, we've got some players that thrive on the successful moments, but when you need people to stand up and be counted, there wasn't enough out there today. One or two that I think did their best, but there was far too many that made basic errors, errors of judgment, errors of decision making. Even on some of our attacks, when we had overloads, the choice of the pass was wrong, the quality of the pass was wrong. I don't know how much the service affected that because I didn't have to play on it, but we know we should have done so much better. I think they're quite subdued in there. They know, and obviously the bottom line is, you said it to them a few weeks ago. They're playing to be at this club and wear the shirt. So, and whether it's this season or next season, but that could obviously apply to anybody. That could apply to us as well. So, it's a choker right now. I don't know really what else to say.
No. Well, accepting this is a bad day, let's hope for that bounce back on Tuesday that you said. And, I guess we'll leave it there. I don't want to belabour the point for you. I know it's a tough day for everyone, so thanks for coming out.
No problem.
So, I've been joined here by Marc Harrison, one of the East Thurrock joint managers. At the end of the game, finished East Thurrock 1, Carshalton Athletic 0. Goal right at the death. Pretty ecstatic moment for you guys, I'd imagine.
Yeah. To be fair, waited a while for it. It's, to be fair, I know even last week, going to Hornchurch losing 6, we was very wounded because we're trying. We really are putting it out there to be sort of the best we can be, and we just felt maybe last week we come off of it. We was very determined to put it right this week, and they have. I thought we was excellent today. Defensively, I knew we wasn't going to get many chances today, but we got some good penalty box entries, and the final one, but we deserve it. I'm not saying Carshalton didn't deserve a draw out of it because it was very close, and but we deserved that moment today, really do. It's been tough. Like anyone in our position would understand that by getting up and going every week. It's I just want us to really build on it now because I know they're capable of doing it.
And your guys did look pretty up for it right from the off. I mean, you were competing hard. Clearly, that's what you need to do. The position you're in.
Yeah, it's an unforgiving division. If you're not organising, you've got the work rate to prevent teams playing, because there's some excellent sides. Carshalton are excellent, Hornchurch are excellent, Lewis are excellent, like all of them. And even down the bottom, the games we've played at the bottom, there's been unbelievable quality in there. And we have changed the way we normally set up in sort of recent weeks. But yeah, we are more competitive. Last week, like I said, we were really wounded, and I'm just so happy for the group today.
And I mean, you went down to 10 men. Was that an oh no moment? And were you sort of happy at that time to think, well, we'll settle for a point and let's get out of here, kind of thing?
No, in that time I would have settled for it, but even if we went down to 9, I don't think we would have lost the intensity of the performance. I think they would have hit us in other areas, but we did frustrate them today, and I think the later the game went on, it was clear that they were a very frustrated side today, and we outrun, and even down to 10, I just thought we lifted it again and looked after it. The communication was excellent in terms of organising from it, because we had a couple more attacking players on the pitch than we wanted at that moment, but they've done really well, really dug in. You've got to think that the break up in play to lead up to the goal was from a forward player that was dropped in doing the duty for us in that one, so excellent.
And it looks like results have gone your way a little bit today, so you're still hopeful you can get out of the situation you're in?
I haven't looked today. You can tell me results after. I've not looked, but I do. I'm very obsessed with it. Of course I am. I have to be. And like I said, it's maybe a weekend that we deserve, because there's been a lot of hard weekends where we've looked at results. And listen, nothing's over. If anybody wants to tell me that this is over and East Thurrock are going down, then it's not worth a conversation with me, because I'm absolutely determined to do it. And that's not just on the basis of a win today, that's on the basis of what this group want to achieve, and they're fixed on it.
Well, good result today, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, and I thought you were excellent, really do.
Thanks. Cheers, thanks.